folks, I'm here at the Apex Watercraft headquarters in Tennessee. I'm here with Colton and Craig, and we're going to go over some of the modifications we did to the Torqeedo Ultralight 1103 to work on one of their, and it's a prototype boat. Mm-hmm. We're not quite to
one generation from production quality boat. Yep.
Okay, yep. So let's head inside and take a look at the rigging we did last night.
Awesome.
So I think this is the one that Eric used at the Kayak Bass Fishing National Championship.
Correct. Right? Yep, this is it.
And what we have done is really just tweak the 1103 to work well on this fairly low mounting surface. Those of you who have an 1103 know that the profile usually comes up this this high. We took that off, put it on the saw, cut it in half roughly, and that gets us closer to not really having a motor that's deeper than it needs to be. I think one of the coolest things about this boat is its ability to go super shallow and to be able to maintain shallow operation of the motor, or as shallow as possible. I think was an important thing. So that's one modification. We also had these two carbon fiber spacers. We just used the shims to get that get the motor a little bit higher. Right. So I will say that this is probably one of the easiest lifts that we've had for the 1103, which is a fairly heavy boat. Just because it's with the motor being as high as it is, it basically makes this a longer lever. So that motor lift is doing really well. So we got a little bit of track up here for the motor lift setup. We do have the reverse lock over here, so we'll have that capability. And Colton, if you want to tell us a little bit about the foot pegs that we have that we're testing out today.
Yep, so our foot brace steering system we developed for testing purposes today pretty much consists of a roller track and a roller which we have attached pretty much to our one-off carbon foot brace system straight out of the mold without the recess that comes standard on the Tyr system.
Let's go ahead and see that in action. Just give me some side to side. And with regard to the steering that we have, that is a full rotation with the 1103. We're actually hitting the limiting pins. Go back the other way again. So we got full rotation on that. So now, Colton, you've said you've had this boat up to what speed?
7.6.
Now this one's a little bit lighter than the one that you tested with.
Yes, this one's around 15 pounds lighter than the original one we tested with, and we have the further
the weedless prop. This is going to help us with a little bit of speed as well over the standard prop.
Right.
Depending on the boat, I know we've gotten up to 0.3 miles per hour more with the weedless prop. So
yep,
we're going to get it out on the water. Eric will be joining us a little bit later to test it and just kind of show off this rig and see what kind of speed we get out of it.
Sounds great. Let's do it.
All right, Eric has joined us. He's going to tell us a little bit about where we are in terms of getting production boats out there. You got a bunch of orders ready to go, and yep. he was telling me a little bit about its shallow water operation, how that worked out on Gunnersville, and getting through grass. That sounds exciting. So
okay, well, those are a couple of different subject matters, but so yeah, we're this is towards the end of October, and on October 24th I'm doing my very first retail delivery. So our very first customer, Jeff Sims, is going to meet us in Dallas, Texas, while we deliver the first two boats to Kayak Instruction, our #1 very first dealer that signed on with Apex. We're doing a demo. People are going to be buying boats there, And then Jeff Sims and I and Craig, we're gonna go to the coast of Corpus Christi. We're gonna go catch some redfish, and we're gonna go super shallow. Now you asked about shallow. This boat, you'll see, needs like no water. I mean, like, check this out. Like, there's no water here.
So
okay?
you were just the front of that. You were going in. I mean, I'm looking at your shoe, and you're not an inch into it.
Yeah. So like, I get in here, and you get on the boat, and there's it doesn't take any water to float this boat. Okay. So now I didn't win the national championships at Guntersville. I actually had a pretty poor performance. I was 159th on day one. What I was doing, however, was fishing where nobody else was fishing, and ended up in 81st and had some decent days on days 2 and 3. I was able to paddle over, you know how you have topped up mats. I had like a mile-long mat to get into the back of North Saudi Creek, and was able to paddle over the whole thing. It almost goes as fast as a normal boat goes in open water. It's really pretty cool.
Nice.
When we get to Corpus Christi, we're going to fish some flats. We're going to go catch some tailing redfish. And we're not going to have to get out of the boat to get into these little dried out spots. Even with the tides going out, you just put your paddle in the mud, we're going to go woo right over. It's going to be awesome. Now what we're about to do is we're about to find out how our Torqeedo mount works. We've got the 1103AC with the new weedless prop mounted on the back of this thing. Throttles right here. People are like, where do you attach stuff on an Apex watercraft? Well, check this out. With no additional work, we've got our track right here, and we've got our remote throttle for the Torqeedo attached perfectly out of the way where you need it. We've got our adjustable carbon foot braces for the steering. Woohoo! And Jeff, the Torqeedo master, who knows everything about Torqeedo motors, is here helping us make sure we do it right. He's going to do the test and the real numbers. So what are the numbers, Jeff? How many watts does it take at different speeds, and what's the top speed? You know all the details. Why don't you get in that boat and show us what's up?
I'll go ahead and get out there, get my speed and range data for this with me in it, and I'm part of the control set in terms of it's been, you know, 225 pounds of Jeff Little in all the other boats that I've tested. Previously, this has been the fastest, the Attack 140, and I got 7.4 out of that rig. That's a 95-pound boat, empty, and this is a, what did we say, 27? What did you say, Colton?
27 bare boat and just under 40 for fully rigged.
Okay.
Yep.
So lightweight should certainly help it. So we'll go ahead and get out there and get some data. Works good. I just got right there, I got 7.2 and held it. 7.2 miles per hour, pretty steady, but I had to be weight forward. And I think this little hatch is awesome. I think with weight in this hatch, you put some gear weight in there, get that nose down. I think that's gonna be a good part of balancing the weight forward that'll help out this boat. When I sit all the way back, and obviously it's empty, and a lot of the weight is back, I'm getting 6.8. So it's a pretty pronounced difference. With this lightweight of a boat, the difference in moving your weight forward, I don't know, what is that? A foot at most?
Yep.
So, 7.2. It's certainly the most responsive boat that I've had this motor on. It's just quick turns, nice slick bottom, lets it go where it wants. All right, Colton's turn to play. So this is fun. Eric came down and hopped in after after Colton and I did a little bit of modification to the mounting base, and Colton's got his drone up. What's happening here?
Well, we're waiting on Eric to catch a smallmouth bass at the moment, and we're going to see if we can pull it off by filming him.
Nice.
Motor looks great.
He ran it right up to the
outran the drone.
Yeah, ran it right up into that white water. Very cool.
Nice.
Is he gonna try an attainment with it?
There's no telling what he's about to do.
Yeah,
But it's gonna be good.
he's running up it. So that's where you need the rock guard. And yeah, he's totally
There's no way, huh?
attaining. That's pretty cool. Did he get the motor up?
No.
I think he's lining it up to do a hole shot.
He's trying.
There he goes.
Oh
Get
my
it,
God.
man.
Oh my
Get it,
God.
get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. He got it.
Dude, that's bad. All right, there we go.
That was a fun attainment.
And that's a wrap, folks. One! Unbelievable. I'm pretty sure that was really fun.
Yeah,
That I can tell
for
you.
sure.
I
Watching
just-
you do the attainment was enjoyable.
I did the attainment. I was really careful. I don't have the rock guard on here right now. If I had the rock guard, I would have just taken her, right? But without the rock guard, I wanted to make sure to be careful. My brand new Torqeedo, keep it in good shape. But we're gonna put the rock guard, and we're just gonna not even slow down. It's gonna go whoa.
Yeah, just smash through it.
And I did bump a couple of rocks just because I was being extra careful, so I didn't have any power. But if you power up there and you know where the rocks are, it's good to go. Let's man, well, that was fun. And I think I was going like 10.5 miles an hour or something like that on the way back. Current doesn't hurt any.
Sure.
So right now I'm able to put this bad boy on, cruise around, would cover some distance. Didn't need the helmet after all. That was actually super sweet. I want to do that again. I want to run a lot of rapids. I want to go up the river, and I'm going to put it up there and then come all the way down. That is going to be really cool.
Right.
Yeah, no, this is gonna work. I appreciate Jeff coming all the way here from Torqeedo to help make sure that we dial this in and get it done right. Figure out what the real deal is.
Well, here's what Colton and I figured out. We need this elevated, and we've rigged something that he's got some ideas for something that's, you know, that's a little more solid than just making a carbon fiber club sandwich there.
But that's a pretty sweet carbon fiber club sandwich.
Right.
And only Colton makes a club sandwich out of carbon fiber.
Right.
But yeah, no, that's the material we've got. That club sandwich weighs probably a quarter of a pound. But you're right. We're gonna make a nice elevated mount to get it the right thing, and we wouldn't have. You know, you identified that right away. Like, we need to raise that up and get that height the right level. And but just like you said, the way this thing is pulling up and down is super smooth. I'm really impressed.
Yeah, that's one of the easier lifts that we have, you know, that I've done, and it is a heavy motor. These the foot pegs, the sliding foot pegs, are most of the way there, I think.
Right, they're most of the way there. We're happy with the functionality of them right now. A few things we're going to tweak is changing some rub spots and contact points like that, and making it more of a solid product, and taking the tolerances out of a few different places.
I like that you kept with that material instead of just putting another, you know, heavier piece of plastic in there.
Yeah, I mean, we've worked really hard to get rid of ounces out of this entire boat, so we weren't gonna let that go for using our own foot braces on the system.
Yeah, if you pick those foot braces up, like we pull them off and you lift them, those foot braces, they weigh just a couple ounces each. Each one is several layers of carbon fiber and high impact epoxy. The trim job on them is to eliminate as much surface area as you can, but give like a really comfortable. If you look at this isn't just your average little foot pedal, right? This is really contoured to fit your foot right. It feels awesome barefoot. It feels great with shoes. Colton designed that on his computer. Of course, he's a manufacturing engineer out of Tennessee Tech. This is his senior year. He's about to graduate. And so yeah, those foot braces are Colton's brainchild, and put those together, and 3D printed them at Tennessee Tech, made the molds, and this is what we've got. I'm pretty proud of those foot braces, and Colton did a great job with that. Nice.
Well, it's a sweet setup for sure.
Sweet. Well, all I know is this is coming with me to Texas and Florida. Corpus Christi, redfish. I'm gonna be like, whoa, bye everybody. I'll try not to catch them all, but then people be like, dude, wait for me. I'm like, oh, come on, man. Like, all right, I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you where the fish are.
Right.
And I'll leave a couple for you.
They'll show up 30 minutes later, and it's all because they didn't have a carbon fiber sandwich.
They didn't have a carbon fiber sandwich, and they didn't have a carbon fiber kayak, and they didn't.
Yeah.
Worst case, I didn't even have a Torqeedo.
Right. You got to have that combination.
It's a good combo.